We're just looking at the number of dot balls he's played, and Andrew Fernando makes a good point that the intent seemed different, Mike Hussey, where he wanted to be a little cautious. There is a longish tail. So what did you make of this innings? Would you have liked to see more intent from MS Dhoni, or is that innings explainable?
I think we would have liked to have seen a little bit more intent, to be able to rotate the strike a little bit more, and I'm sure he would have liked to have been able to rotate the strike a little bit more. There's always so much going on in his mind, calculating about which bowlers he needs to be careful against, which bowlers he can perhaps attack, and he's also always ultra cautious against those mystery spinners. And I thought RASHID bowled well to him, I thought Majid bowled well to him, and just kept him pinned down. I'm sure MS would have been thinking, I can't afford to take a chance here because of the long tail. And I'm sure he would have been thinking, I'll just get through these guys and I'll try and attack the last guy. So I think he would have been so disappointed to get out at that stage to RASHID, sort of at the back end of his spell, knowing that the Afghan had a couple of medium paces to sort of finish off the innings.
If I would pick your brains a bit, because no one spent more time with MS Dhoni in dugout than you have, at least amongst everyone here, does he plan a lot of his innings in his head before, and is there a lot of premeditation? He's a master of assessing situations. Can that sometimes backfire? The 44th over, 45th over, you have him going at 2 runs to the over there. Then he's tried to, there's that scamper with the run out, which Kedar Jadhav was just about missed, and there was a 2-run over, so he's taken a chance just before Rashid Khan's spell. Has he sort of overcomplicated or dug himself into a deeper hole in this innings?
Possibly, yeah, possibly. He's probably thinking deeper in the innings, because he's so used to just taking it right to the end, whether he's setting a target or chasing a target. So I'm sure he would have been thinking in his mind, these are the threats, I've got to make sure I get through this period, there's not much to come after me. I'll pick the last couple of bowlers and try and get, say, 15, 20 runs off their overs, and that'll sort of propel the score up around that 250 mark. Unfortunately for MS today, he was dismissed going for the big one off Rashid Khan, which was a little out of character, I must say.
When he is going hard at the spinners, he's probably one of the hardest guys to bowl to. But it did seem like today the Afghan spinners might have almost been more confident of the fact that MS Dhoni is not taking a chance at all. Does that work into the Afghan spinners' hands?
Yeah, it was the situation, yes, because when he came in, it was not the ideal situation to take them on.
Yeah.
And again, it's also dictated by the pitch. Sometimes playing spin on a track which is flat and then on a track which is gripping or stopping, it changes the equation from a batsman's point of view. And from my point of view, I think it was a question of him being able to rotate the strike more than anything else. You want to be cautious. Cautious doesn't mean that you're not able to turn the singles or rotate the singles. And I think that's where today, as you said, the intent was not to hit, but to possibly convert those dot balls into a few more singles, because he did try. And Andrew made a great point. There were quite a few deliveries from Rashid Khan. And mind you, Rashid Khan was going at 6 or 7 and over till the time Mahendra Singh Dhoni walked in.
Yeah.
And then he was able to, I think, set his analysis right from the time Mahendra Singh Dhoni came into bat.
Yeah.
So it was a completely different thing. He actually felt happy that MSD was there and he was not able to rotate strike. I'm a huge fan of MSD at all times.
Sure.
But today,
we've got to say that, yeah.
Yeah, I felt that he struggled to rotate strike. I'm not saying he had to hit. We don't want him to hit. He knows how to bat. But just the ability to rotate strike was missing.
All right. Yes.
Do you think India, because MS was obviously out there, and we all know he takes his time early in his innings, particularly against the spinners, and then Kedar Jadhav came in, a similar type of player was just going to look to rotate. Do you think there was a place for India to maybe set in, which I think you might have mentioned to me off air?
I spoke to you off air. I felt at that point of time, Hardik Pandya should have come in because of the fact that Kedar and MS both are going to play at the same way. And from a bowler's point of view, happy days for me, because I know that nobody's going to take chances against me, and I can get in my good overs. And also from both sides, as a captain, you're thinking these guys are not going to try and hit. When it comes to Hardik, I think it's just the intent which is shown. Sometimes as a bowler, oh, I'm bowling to Viv Richards, oh, I'm bowling to Virendra Sehwag, they're going to go have a go at me, and you end up giving those deliveries. So that is something which I felt off air. I thought there was a case in point for Hardik to come in.
You're saying Hardik. Would you also have gone Hardik ahead of?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would have had the courage to do that.
Yeah.
But having said that, I like the thinking. Because if you're just going to have 2 players that are just going to look to drop and run and rotate,
we're talking about the 31st over, though, Mike Hussey, when Virat Kohli's been dismissed. That's as big a wicket as you can get at that stage. And Dhoni's already there, so you're looking at about 19 overs. Is that too many to
That's why I'm sort of hesitating a little bit.
Hardik is good enough. I feel Hardik is good enough. He has shown it in previous situations where he can come and he can play those. Just the mindset. I thought the mindset should have been there, because at the end of the day, it's Afghanistan. You can take a chance.
Yes.
I'm not undermining them, but you have to take a chance against opposition whom you can dominate.